It's not because she died. Gosh, more than 30 years and I still didn't figure this out. However, people die, that's just what people do. At least I'm free now, no longer on the run. It took a while, but finally, I understand that I can't keep running away from myself. Some things just stay with you, wherever you go. When you are young, you have certain expectations of what you want to become, achieve, or own. Most of us just want it all. I'm no exception. When you are young, you love shortcuts. Oh yes, I don't know about you, but shortcut was my middle name. I wanted everything. I wanted it here and now. I never wanted to be a schmuck. And look at me now. No, this was for all those other losers, and for a while it looked pretty good for me. I had it all. I had control. At least, that was what I thought. I was kind of a candy man. A wrong word to me, and you were done. No joke. In the meantime, I didn't realize that it wasn't me who was laughing the loudest. 7 billion people on this fucking planet, and all the schmucks pile up some more babies on that stack for the mere reason that they want to give their pathetic lives some meaning. Hoping that they don't end up dying alone, becoming a loner. I guess they never had a look into a retirement home on a Sunday afternoon. Otherwise they would know that in the end, we all become loners. We die alone, even if there is a gathering of lying bastards around our deathbed. Waiting until you take your last shit and they can share your belongings like some fucked up hyenas. This is me. No, not that. This is my body. This is me. I decide myself when to become a loner. That way I have control. And this makes me a little less of a schmuck.
Hi, are you home or anywhere near?
Well, actually I'm walking the dog right now.
Oh, no problem. I was just wondering if you were into some company. I mean, later when you're done walking the dog.
Yes, why not? Depending on when she finishes her business. It takes ages with her for today. I already pissed 3 times myself in the meantime.
So I can come over?
Oh yes, it sounds good to me.
Well, let's say in about an hour.
Okay, good, no problem. Okay, sorry buddy, but we have to go. If you would give me the honor to take your fucking shit right now. Slow down, buddy. Want another hit?
No, not now. What's on your mind?
I don't know.
You're funny. You can't not know.
Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing.
Something's bothering you.
No. Just want to relax and smoke my bong.
Wouldn't it be a good idea to smoke less pot and use less of whatever it is you use when no one sees it?
Never heard you complain when you had a hit yourself.
Come on, you know what I mean.
Yeah?
Congratulations. You just hired the best investigator you could wish for.
I've been waiting for your call for hours.
You'll understand that as you are a new client, we had to do a little background check.
Well, then let's talk business.
Actually, we already started, and this is how it's going to work.
Hold on a sec. You tell me how it works? Let me first tell you what I expect.
Sir, we read your message. You expect us to find a guy named Frankie who got caught during a drug deal in Germany that resulted in the death of a 23-year-old woman. This was in 1984, which was 32 years ago.
Right.
And 2 weeks later, he testified against a guy called Hansi.
Who is my...
Another 2 months later, he made a deal with the DA. He came clean about the drug trafficking and agreed to deliver Hansi, who was known to be violent and was responsible for the death of the girl.
Well, this is not entirely how
This
it...
all resulted in a 3-year prison term for Frankie and a life sentence for Hansi in April 1985.
Right. And the reason that I hire is...
According to public records, the last trace of Frankie was in 1991, when he moved to the Netherlands. If I had to guess, I would say that's why you live in the Netherlands.
What the fuck?
Well, you're lucky to have us. It's not easy for someone like you to find somebody who keeps a low profile for a quarter of a century. Even if you live in the same small country.
Someone like me?
No disrespect, but I assume you don't have the resources we have. There's a reason that you hired us to do the job for you.
Alright, and until now you've only repeated what I've already told you in my email.
We have to make sure we start on the right foot.
Okay, so whatever the fuck you call the right foot, you told me that you already started.
That's right. Consider this call a confirmation of your order. Sir, I will explain our methods.
Did I already tell you you sound fucking weird?
You did not, but you'll see that our work is of the highest standard, and it will not be possible for you to trace us in any way.
Oh, you talk a lot. Take some time to breathe and tell me what you've actually got from me so far.
You can read about our fees on the website. The basic fee has already been charged. What we do is we go the extra mile and provide you with all the necessities.
Necessities?
All expenses like travel, for instance, will be charged to your credit card automatically.
Okay, well rest assured that I will be keeping a close eye on you.
Don't you worry. We're professionals and our main focus is to help our clients.
Well, yeah, you'd better do.
The good news is that if you need to travel in order to meet your subject, we provide you with plane tickets, hotel rooms, etc. You don't have to worry about anything.
Well, just about my credit card, I guess.
We have preferred rates worldwide. You'll be better off no matter what.
Okay, but tell me, when will you actually have some useful information for me? I can't imagine I have to travel a lot. He lives in the fucking Netherlands.
I'll call you back as soon as I have anything. And by the way, some people move their whole lives because they believe their problems won't follow them.
Well, then we both know a person who's terribly wrong about that. I'll wait for your results and hope you make it quick.
It's not just the drugs. You're such a good guy, but you avoid people.
If you say it this way, it sounds like a disease.
Nah, it's not a disease. But it isn't healthy either.
So what you say is that if I surround me with people I don't care about, that it's a healthy thing to do.
Whatever. What about Stephen? He considers you a good friend. I saw him yesterday. He was wondering why he hasn't heard from you for weeks.
He could have called me.
He did. You didn't answer the phone.
Then his number was hidden, and I don't pick up the phone if a number is hidden.
Mhm. think you must have the wrong number. No problem. Bye. So what about Stephen? Why don't you ask him to hang out with you? He would like that.
He's okay. But not for more than 3 hours.
Why are you doing this?
Doing what?
Keeping people out of your life.
When I learned one important thing in life, then it is not to get too attached to people. Or even better, if people don't get too attached to me.
I already know how you feel about getting attached to people, and this isn't about us. Yeah? You keep laughing at people who are concerned about you. But you know what? Your eyes, they never laugh, Frankie.
By the way, who was that on the phone?
Oh, I don't know. He didn't say his name.
What number was on the display?
No number?
Didn't I just told you that my fucking phone doesn't get picked up when there's no fucking number on the display?
What's the big deal? He asked for a Hansi, so I said he must have dialed the wrong number.
You know what? Maybe it's better we meet later again. I feel a little bit dizzy. Is it okay for you if I take a little nap and we continue later with whatever we were doing?
Sure. I'm depressed enough already.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, but you know, I just can't explain.
Don't you worry. Just get your shit together before you end up totally disconnected from everyone.
Okay, thanks.
For what?
Just for being here. You are always there. Thanks.
Take care.
I call you later.
Fucker.
Talk to me.
Good news, we tracked him down.
And?
Fasten your seatbelt, literally.
Why?
He's in the States. Go to the airport tomorrow morning. I got you a ticket. Someone will give you an envelope with further information.
Hello, this is Roshan from Frankie. You know the drill after the beep.
Fuck. Really? Fuck. Hey! Hey, is there anybody somewhere fucking shit? Hey! Fuck it, damn it! Shit! Hey!
Hi.
Hey,
Hey! I've tried to call you a million times. Why didn't you pick up?
Listen, I am having a big fucking problem here.
Yeah, what is it?
Did your dog shit on the carpet?
Okay, I understand you're mad because I kept you waiting, but
You probably should think about a change of your attitude because one day no one will even pick up the phone for you.
Just listen. Please, I'm in real fucking trouble here.
Okay then. Where are you? Are you at home?
I don't have the slightest clue where I am.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
I'm locked up and I don't know where.
This really sounds fucked up. What happened? How did you get there?
I don't have the slightest clue what happened. I must have fallen asleep, and when I woke up, I was suddenly locked up.
You sleep so deep that you don't even notice someone carrying you around? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
As I just told you, I don't have the slightest idea what happened.
Frankie.
Okay, probably it was a little bit of that stuff.
Great. Don't try to fool someone who's trying to help you.
Okay, I didn't want to bother you with it, but I really need your help here.
What shall I do? Call 911?
I think that it's better when I do this myself because I probably can trace my phone.
Okay. You call 911. In the meantime, I'll go to your place, check out if everything's okay there.
No, I don't think that this is a good idea.
Listen, we've got to find out what happened, okay? You call 911 and I'll go to your place. And yes, I will be careful.
So I guess you finally found what you were looking for.
This fucker isn't here. Can you trace him? Can you see where he is?
Probably. I'm having trouble tracing him for some reason. Maybe the signal is weak where he is.
So can you trace him in a minute or so?
I'm on it.
Today is the day I pay him back. I want to know from you when my Christmas gift arrives. Right?
911, what is the emergency?
Hello, I'm locked in a basement and I need your help.
You are locked in a basement.
Yes.
Can you tell me from where you're calling, sir?
I don't know. I was unconscious and when I woke up, I was locked up in this place.
What was your location before you found yourself there, sir?
I was at home.
Do you have any information about what happened and how you got in that basement, sir?
I don't have the slightest clue. I was tired, I was asleep, I fell asleep at home, and when I woke up, I found myself in a basement.
Was there anybody else around when you fell asleep, sir? Any friends?
No, I was alone with my dog.
Did you take any medications before you went to sleep?
No, I just had a few drinks, usual routine actually. Hello? 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 Fuck! Shit, fuck! Yeah?
Hi, Frankie.
We had to interrupt your call. Our apologies for any inconvenience.
Who is this? What is happening here?
Did you really think
That this would be that easy? Calling 911, getting traced and getting out? You watch too many movies.
Listen, whoever you are, I don't know what you want from me.
Why are you doing this to me?
It's not surprising that you don't have the slightest clue what is happening to you. Thinking about consequences doesn't seem to be one of your favorite things to do anyway. Never was. I guess we let you have a little quality time with yourself then. This way you can think about it. You have all the time you need to figure things out.
Wait,
Don't hang up on me. Just tell me what you want from me. What do I have to do to...
Talk to you soon, Frankie.
Look who we have here.
Hi, did you call 911?
Yes, I did, and suddenly the connection was broken, and then a few seconds later a guy called me, and
told me they had to interrupt, but
yeah, they didn't want to tell me what's going on here.
Strange. I'm at your place now.
I told you not to
go to my place.
who knows what's going on over there?
The door wasn't locked. I could get in just as easy as that. But I don't see anything weird.
But okay, you have to leave the house. I don't want to get
You in any danger?
I know. But listen, we have to keep our heads as cool as possible right now.
Yeah, but still, please, leave the house right now.
I bet they can hear our conversation right now.
Yeah, you bet they do. And they also know that you're at my place. So please...
Fucking leave now.
Okay, I'm leaving. So there must be a microphone here.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I think they tapped the phone via the network or something like that. More the technical way. Not that I have a lot of understanding of that, but I think it's more complicated. Hello? Simone, are you still there? Fuck!
Not a word. Just nod if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna take my hand away now, which leaves you with two options. One, I hear a short, harsh scream, which is followed by an ear-deafening gunshot. Two, you don't scream, you answer some of my questions, and you'll live happily ever after. I guess two is your option, right? Okay, don't piss me off. Where's Frankie? What was all that shit on the phone about?
I have no idea. That's why I'm here. But who are you? Are you one?
I'm an old friend. Who are you?
Just a good friend? Frankie never talked about old friends.
That's typical for him. Actually, he's a buddy of my father. And I'm here for some family business.
Then, why the gun?
It was laying around.
Well, as we are both friends of Frankie, can you please stop pointing that gun at me?
You better have some good news. I nearly had collateral damage here.
Well.
You have the propensity to overreact, just like your old man had.
Who the fuck is this?
Let me put it
This way. I'm the one who has what belongs to you,
or better said, something
that you are keen to lay your hands on.
Listen, asshole. I just made a 3,000-mile trip and I'm not really into your poetry. So why don't you tell me what you have? And I can tell you if I fucking want it.
I have Frankie.
We keep it Dutch.
What was that all about?
You have a car?
Story time, little junk.
Are you now telling me who you are and what you want?
I see you made use of your quality time already, but it seems that you didn't think that much.
I actually did.
So?
You must have the wrong guy. This all must be a big mistake. I'm not your guy.
I know a lot of people who say, if you can remember the 80s, you really didn't experience them. But do you really remember nothing?
Oh, come on, really? Is that what you want to talk about? Is this where it's going to? Come on, man, grow up.
Looks like your brains finally start working.
I remember every fucking thing. So who are you and how did you find me?
I am the guy on the other end of the food chain.
Okay, I'm listening. Explain yourself.
I was your boss's boss. And you was just that little wheel in the machine that messed everything up. Big time.
You are insane.
You call it insane. I call it true to my principles.
Principles, come on, that fucking trunk was empty and that fucking bag was empty. You know who messed that shit up. There were too many idiots involved.
There is no bad deed that stays unpunished when it comes to my business.
I paid my dues, asshole. I lost everything and I did time. What could there be possibly left to be punished for? There was no money and there was no product. The whole thing was an empty shell.
Not only did you mess everything up, you also prayed for Judas, bringing your only mate behind bars for life. But yes, he was worthless, I give you that.
So what is it what you want, huh? Do you want the money that wasn't there? Or the product? As the latter is impossible, about how much money we are talking anyway.
Your memories sound so fresh suddenly. What was in that pill you took? The good stuff?
Come on, let's handle this. I give you $2,000 and we forget about all this. It was peanuts then and it is peanuts now. No reason for such a bullshit.
Money, money, money. You little pieces of crap always think that it's all about money. You know why your life has been so fucked up? All you were after was a fast buck and getting laid. Now you see where this lifestyle has brought you. Welcome to reality.
Tell me what you want then.
You see, it's not about the money. I have money. Actually, I have more money than I can spend anyway. It's all about principles. And one of my principles is that I want what belongs to me, no matter what. It's just as easy as that.
Gosh, it's 30 years ago. We were kids.
I wish I could see it that way. The problem is that if I let anybody get away with shit, no matter how long ago it has been, people will stop respecting me.
Most important, I could lose my self-respect, and I can't let that happen.
Do you want to kill me? Is that what you want? Okay, come on, be my guest.
Don't spoil my fun, Frankie. You should get some rest.
So we actually have no idea where we're heading?
Well, I have to make a call. Maybe my source has a trace of him in the meantime.
Please be careful with this car. It's Frankie's. I borrowed it for this week to go to work.
Well, I think we got bigger things to worry about than this friggin' old French piece of metal.
Just saying.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't hear from you. Can you trace my buddy?
So he's your buddy now.
Frankie. Could you trace him in the meantime?
Well, we made some progress.
So?
I see on my screen you're moving pretty fast. Are you in a vehicle?
In a car. I have some company.
I understand. I'm picking up weak signals from the north, approximately 15 miles from where you are right now.
So I have to drive north?
Yes, you're going in the right direction.
Listen, I had a call from some weirdo. He said he had Frankie, and he wanted to call me back. Can you do anything with that info?
Yes, I already did. I monitored your phone and was wondering why someone would call you.
Now we know why. But do you have something more? This guy was talking like one of those lunatics you see in the crime movies. I have what belongs to you, blah blah blah, that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
I see. I'm afraid we'll have to take this guy more seriously. He's clearly the main source of our problem.
You think he can trace you back?
I don't know how he got your number yet, but I can tell you that he doesn't know about our organization. I took precautions, so he doesn't know we're talking right now, or that you hired us. That's our advantage for now.
So we have a way to shut him down?
The fact that he doesn't know about us doesn't mean that he isn't smart or doesn't have intelligence at his disposal. He's pretty good, actually. I checked how he broke into the system of...
Please don't overwhelm me with your technical stuff. I can't concentrate on details like that right now. I have other things going on. Keep it simple.
Okay, in short, he's good, but we're better. Keep driving north, and in the meantime, I'll find the location of your buddy. I'll send the map to your smartphone. Give me half an hour.
Okay.
What was all that about?
Well, I hired somebody to find Frankie for me. Like I said, he's been lost for a long time.
And why the sarcasm when you call him your buddy?
No, that wasn't sarcasm. It was just a little surprise because I used to call him Uncle.
Uncle? I thought you said he was a friend.
He was a friend of my father.
Was?
My dad died a while ago.
Sorry to hear that.
Thanks.
Gosh, just feels like I'm losing it. Like I'm in a story where I don't belong. First a call from Frankie, then you in the house, and then this psycho calling you, and then you hiring a tech firm. You have to understand that I'm just a normal person, leading a normal life. And I've known Frankie for a very long time, and I have always thought that he was a normal person too. Just someone who wanted to be left alone. Someone with a normal daily routine with just no friends.
This is how it is. He wants to be left alone by everybody. You're not that far from the reality, you know? Did he ever mention my dad?
He never mentioned anybody. Like he hasn't got a past at all. I can't even remember how we became that close. It sort of just happened.
Well, my dad was one of his closest friends when he lived in Germany.
Yes. I knew that he came from Germany. He taught me some curse words. Arschgezicht was my favorite.
Great.
So you wanted to bring Frankie the bad news in person about your father?
Kind of.
Kind of?
Well, yeah. My dad left something for him, and it's on me to hand it over.
You don't have much on you. What is it, if I may ask?
Well, it's not a big material thing. I think only Frankie will understand.
Just a man's thing, I guess.
Well, you could put it that way. Okay, here we go. We got the location.
Frankie. What did you do, Frankie?
How did you come in?
I can go wherever I want, Frankie. There are no locked doors for me. No boundaries.
I missed you so much.
I was always there. I never left.
I never stopped thinking about you.
You didn't save me, remember? You thought you were the tough one. Like a child, hiding behind its mother.
As soon as the stupid bastard got involved.
Hansi. In the end, it was always Hansi.
No. He murdered you.
You were living in an illusion. You still are. You brought him into it. It was always Hansi, and you were too blind to see.
Wait.
I need you to pick up somebody for me.
Call a captain. Whoa!
Never thought you had that kind of humor.
I'm serious. It's a simple
Thing.
Why don't you do it yourself if it's simple? Because I like to
Keep my friends happy.
Well, okay. I guess I know what you mean. Send me some dead presidents and I'm ready to go.
Okay, here we are. Wish me luck.
Don't you want me to go with you?
No, who knows what's going on in there. I think it's better if you stay here.
Gosh, I'm nervous. Please make sure the both of you get out of there well.
I think my uncle here will take care of me. Plus, I'm pissed off probably more than you can imagine. See you in a while.
It's like a daily soap with you. I love it when you talk gibberish to yourself.
What are you talking about?
Looked like you were talking to an imaginary friend. A chicken, perhaps.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, let's cut the crap.
Good plan.
You are so far from reality that you don't even recognize people you hung out with anymore.
What do you mean?
I spent too much time on you. When you were in Germany, you had too good connections to the authorities because of you being a Judas. And when you went to the Netherlands, well...
What's next? Are you going to tell me that I know you?
That's your problem. Your entire life. You never really learned to know somebody. You never learned to read people.
What's this going to be, a puzzle? Thought you wanted to cut the crap, so cut it.
Remember when you came to my bar a couple of times a week in the Netherlands? When everybody had left, you cried over and over again about your lost girl and how everything went to shit. Quite pathetic.
You? I thought we were friends. Blöde Drecksau.
That's funny. That one always returns to his mother tongue in times of extreme stress, isn't it?
So what kept you from laying your hands on me when you had me right in front of you?
Law enforcement still had you under observation. So I couldn't lay my hands on you the way I wanted. But gosh, was I patient. In the end, I had to convince you that the best thing to do would be moving to the States and live in solitude for some time in order to clean your pathetic mind.
Yeah, this sounds cool. What's next? Are you showing me your PhD in psychology?
No degree needed. I work with losers all my life.
Hey! Hey!
Any news?
Good and bad news, I guess.
Well, let's start with some good news for a change.
I got a signal from his SIM card. He's on foot, moving through the area.
Good, so you can keep me updated on his location.
That won't be necessary. I just sent you a link to an app you can install on your device. You can locate him with it in real time.
Well, great. So what's the bad news then?
My company's work is done. In short, from here on out, you're on your own.
Oh, what if I need your assistance?
You've been a valued customer. Our job was to find Frankie for you, and we have.
Well, I haven't met him yet. That's not what we agreed on.
In accordance with our agreement, we helped you locate him. That was the goal. We went the extra mile dealing with the kidnapping.
What does the situation matter to you? I'm a good paying customer. I don't even dare to look at my credit card balance right now.
Sir, you know that our service is of the highest standard. Under no circumstances can we jeopardize our reputation by deepening our involvement, given the situation.
So you really won't assist me in these last final steps? Come on. Hello? Well, what? You still there? Come on, fuck, are you kidding me? Who's hung up on me?
Okay. Make it quick.
Why does it
Take that long.
Seems like you chose the wrong guy for the task, asshole.
I see.
You lost.
You can now drop that Godfather attitude and go fuck yourself.
They are on the run,
It's time to put an end to it.
or as the German would say, Feuer frei.
Money.
I already wired it over.
Wait. One person.
No,
Two.
you know that.
Money says one.
Come on, they aren't.
Dangerous. It's an easy catch and easy money.
Money.
Okay, hold on a second. Here we go.
Check it again.
Wait. Okay, two persons.
Well,
Then go and finish them.
Okay.
I can't believe you just saved my fucking life.
I prevented them from killing you.
That's what I said.
That's not necessarily the same.
What do you mean?
What I just said. Speak fucking Russian?
What?
Fuck! Where is she?
Simone?
No, Mother Teresa.
You brought Simone? Who the fuck are you?
I met her in your house.
What were you doing in my house? Who are you?
Later, this is not the time to discuss this.
What? I always have a coat with me in case of.
In case of what?
Case of somebody saves me out of the hand of a lunatic, broke into my house and let one of my best friends on the planet disappear. This kind of cases. It's probably a good moment to tell me who you are.
We'll come to that later. This is not over yet. We have to find the girl.
I told you this is not over yet.
No shit. Shit! They destroyed my car.
Ah, come on. We have a bigger problem than this.
Did you see somebody?
Of course I did. I wasn't just shooting some big white imaginary rabbit.
Very funny. Did you recognize somebody?
Yeah. Big guy. Bald. Not somebody you want to run into at night in an alleyway.
Okay. We are targets here in the open. Let's run into the woods.
Right.
Okay. Time for some clarification. Now is the time where you throw your cards on the table.
What cards?
Who the fuck are you?
Just call me Sean.
Okay, sure, that's a name. Doesn't really say who you are, does it?
What do you think?
I'm not sure what to think.
For now, all we need to focus on is getting rid of the big guy and finding the girl.
Are you a friend of hers? She never told me about anybody.
Nope.
Even if you were, it doesn't explain how it comes that you met her in my house.
Man, you talk a lot. How about coming up with some idea? You know your way here better than I do.
Why don't you come up with a plan? You have all these big ideas how to get rid of the big guy. You seem so sure about everything.
It's not the guy who would just hand over his gun just to go home, that's for sure.
Okay. Do you got a phone?
Yep.
Okay then.
Okay, then what?
Look up your coordinates and call 911.
No way. No police. We handle this ourselves.
Listen, this is getting totally out of hands. Let the authorities handle this.
Now, what part of no is so difficult to understand?
Okay, I see you're concerned because you broke into my house. But at least you saved me from that lunatic, so don't worry, I don't press charges. I forgive you.
You forgive me? I should blow your brains out right now.
Come on, do it. I want to do it for myself my whole life. And now I finally found somebody who is willing to do it for me. Come on, do it.
Don't test me. You hear? You fucking prick.
Do it, or I will shoot you.
I could, and my pulse wouldn't even raise. You're pathetic. stupid drughead.
You are not a role model for young kids either. I don't trust it when you walk behind me. Walk beside me or in front of me.
Man, just when I thought you couldn't become any more annoying. What do you think I will do?
What do you think that I do? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not stupid, boy. Come on, move.
Would have shot you hours ago if you want, you know.
So could I. How am I supposed to trust you after this outcome? Huh?
They could say the exact same thing. I guess we have no choice but to trust each other.
Say the wolf to the chicken.
Hey, fuck it. What do you want me to say?
Nothing. I only want you to shut up and walk so I can see you. Do I really ask that much? Just walk, shut up, let me think.
Well, then think a little faster. You didn't come up with anything yet.
All you come up with is that we have to find Simone. You say the same stuff over and over again, just like a teddy bear who is pulling the string on his belly himself. But I guess you are fucking used to that hand movement, aren't you?
Well, very funny. Guess it's one of your very rare bright moments.
Okay, enough.
Enough of what?
Of your bullshit. Come on, hand me your fucking phone.
No way.
Hand it over, I call 911 myself.
Over my dead cold body.
If it's that what it takes? Ah, you fucking prick! You stupid piece of shit. You're such an ass.
You even miss my nose when you're standing right in front of me.
Pathetic. I just didn't want to break your nose. We have problems enough. Now give me the fucking phone. It's the last warning.
Forget it.
Give it to me.
Like it when the cops solve your problems, right? You're experienced in working with them, aren't you?
What?
Working with the cops and the authorities kept you out of jail, didn't it?
What the heck do you know?
Well, just saying. Get the fuck off me. Like you said, we are targets here in the open.
Right. Why do you bring yourself in a shit situation like this?
It's not exactly a choice.
Everything is a choice, even if the situation itself isn't a choice.
Wow, which one of your pills gave you that wisdom?
The choice that I made when I was a boy brought so many people in trouble. It even brought us together. It was a very bad choice.
Let me guess. It sounded good at the time, right?
Kind of.
Well, this is the situation now. No matter if you ponder about the past or not, this is it.
Try to get some sleep. I will stay awake in case they find us. In a couple of hours, it's your turn.
What's going on?
Your turn.
Okay. Give me a minute. Need to get myself together. What's up, man? Did you cry?
I'm tired.
No reason to cry.
My eyes always got wet when I'm tired.
Right.
Okay, I don't want to get stuck in a stupid discussion. I take a nap and you keep an eye on everything.
Sure.
I don't sleep very deep, so don't try any stupid shit, okay?
It cut me out of her belly.
Huh?
C-section. My mother. They cut me out of her. She was in a coma. Never woke up. She died shortly after that.
What do you want now?
I'm just curious
If you have any result,
already.
Why so nervous this time?
I'm not nervous.
just curious. Did you find them?
Listen up.
I don't like to repeat myself. We do it as always when you have a job for me. You pay me and you consider it done. So stop interrupting me, I'm working.
Okay. Time to go.
Yeah. Let's stay ahead of our enemy.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what I could have taken, Simone?
It's a needle in a haystack. But I can't imagine it's here in the woods.
Yeah.
Shit! Can you walk?
Oh, fuck, that hurts.
Hey,
I guess you have some good news.
Catch easy money, right?
Yes, as I told you.
right.
Easy money, my ass.
Oh, come on.
Don't say you want more money.
I keep my promises on what we agreed on.
That's the way I work in comparison to you.
What's this about?
Buckle up. Once I'm done with these two, I'm coming for you.
Okay, let's have a look at it.
Fuck. Oh gosh.
Maybe now it's a good moment to call 911. Gosh, you are stubborn. The apple doesn't fall far from the stem.
What?
I'm not stupid. I saw it right from the beginning. You have the same hate in your eyes. You are his boy.
Oh, so your pills finally stopped working?
Shut up and let's have a look at your shoulder. Sugar.
Wait. Use this.
Hold on a second. You want me to...
I wish I didn't, but we don't have much of a choice. We need to fix this.
Right. Give me a lighter. It's going to hurt. I can tell you that.
Shouldn't you use a spoon for that? Wait. I need a cigarette for this fucking...
Ready, steady, go. Got it. But you have to... Yeah. I have to wash my hand in my face.
Hansi, it was always Hansi.
Come on. For more than 30 years, I was waiting for a kind of an absolution.
What you did?
For what I didn't do, actually.
I was determined to find and hunt you down. Ever since the first time I spoke to my dad.
Look at us now.
Yeah. Two lone wolves, cornered by the same enemy.
I would never have thought that after all these years that my absolution is sitting right in front of me.
By absolution, you mean the guy who would put a bullet in your brain? You don't have the slightest idea what you are responsible for, do you?
I'm totally aware of it, at least from my perspective.
I grew up with my uncle and aunt, and I only saw my dad during visiting hours in jail.
It may sound like crap, but I'm sorry to hear that.
Then why did you do it? You could have prevented it. You don't have the slightest idea what it is growing up like that.
So that's your perspective. I can't blame you for that, I guess.
Blame me? Why would you even think about blaming me?
Last night I realized that you were the forgiveness that I was looking for. The moment when you told me that I cut you out of her, I started to realize. My guts were always telling me that there was something going on between them. Probably I didn't want to see it. Yeah, I think that is what it was.
See what? What are you talking about?
Let me ask you this. Why are you so keen on finding Simone?
Because she has nothing to do with all of this. She's a person. And I don't see a person as collateral damage.
How did you see the guy you shot yesterday?
He was a thug that was trying to kill you. No, you shouldn't even ask that question.
Okay, fair point. This would be her.
Her?
Sugar. Crazy as fuck, but the heart on the right spot. There was only one person we called Sugar.
It's how my dad called my mother.
I know. And what you just said about that thug could have come straight out of her mouth. Thought the baby she was carrying was ours. And surprise, surprise, there you are.
Man.
This is why I call you the absolution. She betrayed me, and after 30 years of mourning, I find out. You can't possibly imagine how much I would like to put a bullet into your brain just to pay her back.
I thought you knew. And that was the reason why you even framed my dad.
Was this his version? Was this what he told you?
Yeah.
He fed you lies. That he made her a victim is terrible enough, but then he made his own son a victim, that's even more despicable. But okay, you see, if you don't want to believe it, just go ahead, shoot me. And keep living in your bubble of lies.
No number. Must be that asshole.
Hey, Sonny boy.
You could tell your new friend that he has another girlfriend he can mourn about for the next 30 years.
Now to you, big boy. I will forgive you your earlier outburst today when you finish our business.
Wow, you forgive me. You only forget one thing.
And that is?
You already paid me.
So you still want to shoot me? Because if you want, do it now. Or follow me. Because now I'm going to kill fucking everybody who comes in my way.
This shit has to end.
It's not because he died. Gosh, it's a year ago and it's now that I figured it out. At least he's free now and no longer on the run. It took so long to find him. When you have been brought up by getting spoon-fed with only hate and revenge in mind, you don't realize that there are more sides to his story. It isn't just black and white, bad or good, right or wrong. Fuck, 7 billion people on this fucking planet, and for everybody there will be that point in life where you come across that one person that will rip your heart out and cuts a knife through your soul. This is how you can end up becoming a loner. Dying alone. Just because you shut everybody out to avoid more pain. Now I know what it is. It's the way he died. It was the only way for him to get that little bit of dignity back. to have at least a tiny bit of control, even if it was just his own decision when to die. And how? Alone. As everything he ever would have died for was already gone. He was a loner at the first glance, but actually he wasn't. He was just a lonely soul with nothing to look forward to. Everything was just gone in his perspective. His past made him blind. His past even made me blind, fed my inner fury day by day. All he saw were his memories. Memories of a nightmare. I decided for myself not to stay a loner. It wasn't easy to wash away that unbelievable, unending anger. But in some way, he did, and he will never know. I wish I could tell him. Tell him that his time here was valuable. That it wasn't all wasted. I don't even know if he would give a fuck. Well, actually, I know. But I would like to tell him that in some weird way he purged my soul. His bad luck healed me. Revenge could never have brought me that. Rest in peace, Frankie. You know the rest.